This is Pharaoh's Visor of dsdatabase.org, and today we're taking a look at the iSmart Premium. This flash cart, by now, I think we've all noticed the very huge similarities between the iSmart and the Easy Flash 5. Now, the very first difference I noticed was the build quality. Now, the iSmart has no chips sticking out, unlike the Easy Flash 5, which is perhaps one of the thickest carts around. It also no longer has a side loading slot, and instead looks more like the R4, or rather the R4 second generation, with the two notches on the side, the non-spring loaded, fairly loose micro SD slot. Now, I've had several generations of Easy Flash 5s. Here are two right in front of me. The Easy Flash 5 is definitely a lot more solid, but it is thicker. So the iSmart is possibly an improvement for some, possibly not. It definitely feels closer to the original cartridge, though. Oops. There we go. Again, very similar to the Easy Flash, it uses TAC as its game icon on the DSi. So when you boot into it, you get something that is completely unique to the iSmart, or rather different from the Easy Flash. It has another menu. Now, this menu allows you to boot Moonshell, control the expansion pack, boot a slot 2 device, system settings, so very similar to the Easy Flash 5 yet again. And overall, this seems to be a menu that's taken from the extra buttons on the Easy Flash 5. Now, I'll explain to you what that means in a moment, but if you move into the DS game menu, the iSmart boots into a menu that is very similar to the Easy Flash 5. In fact, skinning will work for both carts. So if you skin the iSmart, you can actually use the skins on the Easy Flash and the iSmart, vice versa. So if any of you guys have watched my Easy Flash 5 review, let's see. I forgot to load it in. Well, in any case, these skins will work fine on the Easy Flash 5. And basically, the Easy Flash is very skinnable. You can move these buttons around. You can see where, settings, right? You can see that the different skins have buttons that are in different places. Now, the skin that comes with the iSmart DS is infinitely better than the one preloaded on the Easy Flash 5. I cannot get over how bad the original skin that came with the Easy Flash 5 looks. Basically, it was cluttered with buttons. So you had settings, preferences, backlight, up, down, these icons, and so on. And you'll see that the iSmart took a different approach. It moved some of the buttons. It moved some of the buttons to this main menu. So some of these would have been straight from the cluttered menu on the bottom screen for the Easy Flash 5. Overall, it makes for a cleaner look, but you have to go through two menus to get to your game. Now, if we look at how fast the game scrolls, it's pretty fast. Now, you can skip half pages, you can move up and down by one. There are skins that will make it or the skins are completely new, so you can move these buttons around, and there are buttons that this skin isn't making use of, but I think this one's pretty clever in that it has the up-down buttons in a scroll bar sort of fashion. It's not an actual movable scroll. So lastly, this is a quick first impression, so I don't want to get into too much detail, but I wanted to show you guys how you can do a whole lot of different things. It is exactly the same as the Easy Flash 5 in that it has its own little real-time menu, sort of. This is Hotel Dusk, so everything's sideways for this video. And the real-time menu can be accessed by clicking L, R, Start, and Select. And as you can see, it fuzzes out, so it's not as stable as something like the Supercard DS2 or the Cyclo DS. And I've had limited testing, but in my experience with the Easy Flash 5, it is not nearly as stable as some of the big flash cards, but it should work well enough. So you can see saving takes a bit of time. I think I've been spoiled by the Supercard DS2, but this is fairly average time. And as you can see, we've hit a freeze. Oh, no. And the real-time menu is sort of temperamental. Sometimes it'll leave two screens, so one white screen, or both screens are on. Sometimes it turns one off, like it is now. And basically it is, as you can see, it loaded fairly fast, but it's pretty temperamental. Sometimes you have the picture still there, and the bottom screen will have the real-time menu. Again, with my experience with the Easy Flash 5, it's generally pretty stable, but if it doesn't work for one game, it just refuses to work, and freezes do happen from time to time. I'd say 5% of the saves will lead you to corrupt, but thankfully usually it saves before it freezes, so you can just restart and load your real-time save. Now this doesn't say much about the the iSmart, so I will leave it up to my full review to see how stable the iSmart is. So thank you for watching the first impressions. Be sure to check out DS Database for a slightly more detailed written first impressions. So thank you again for watching.